there's a wind outside and it's freezing, it kind of feels like sleet. If it were a little colder, you would expect it to sleet, but it's not quite sleety clouds in the sky, but it sort of feels a little like that kind of sleety cold, like that coldness when it sleets. Um, but oh, I've had the worst morning. Like I spent till 8 o'clock in the morning wanting to sleep. I mean, I literally just wanted to sleep. I had a weird ass dream which had our chickens in it, and the dog had found another kind of bird to, you know, pick up in its mouth and carry around. And then we wanted to rescue it, and so we put it in this cage where the chickens were supposed to be because their little chicken hut had fallen down for some reason. And they were all in this cage, and of course the chickens were attacking this little baby bird, and I was trying to get them away from it, and then they started to like generally fall apart and lose limbs and from injuries from whatever they had been through, and then everything died at the end, and I was like, oh, it's such a sad dream. I was like, first dream with chickens in it. But yeah, I mean, chickens are really just delicate. They're delicate little things. They can't walk in winds that are gusty because their wings and stuff can fall off. Um, and they're kind of silly. They're kind of silly. So, um, they're just little creatures, and they have annoying habits, and they make you feel like they can do it like anything, but they can't. They're just little tiny creatures. So, anyway. So I woke up and I felt like I had overdone it with the social media last night. I was watching clips of rain over and over again. And then I was watching interviews of like people who did movies ages ago, like 2001, 1998. Um, and I was like, this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, I still feel like I've overdone the social media, like scouring things on the social media. So I'm gonna try not to do anything on my phone today because I literally spend hours looking at stuff on my phone. And because I have a good amount of space of MBs or gigs or whatever it is, it's like I can. And then I regret it because I've spent hours laying around just looking at my phone, and I feel bad for myself. It's like I feel like I've overdone it. I mean, I could be doing so many other things other than scouring my phone, but when I'm alone in my room, it's like that's one of the things I like to do to wind down. That's why I'm considering getting a gaming machine so that I can wind down by playing games in the evenings rather than just sit around looking at my phone. I think that would be a little bit more mentally inspiring. Even though I'm still looking at a screen, but just playing games. I used to be quite a good gaming person. Ages and ages ago, I was sort of given a duty to make money playing games, and you realize you can make like a few $100s a week by playing some games a couple hours in the evenings or so. So I was sort of making an average of I think it was a range from, depends on how many hours you have to play it. I think I range from $600 to $1,600 in a week, but that 1,600 is like 8 hours a day kind of playing, I think. Otherwise, just a few hours in the evening. It's more like you can get up to 600, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert gamer or anything. I just play some games on a gaming machine, but I was like, I'm considering it because I just waste my evenings wanting to look at something to wind down, and and I just waste my time looking on stuff on social media when I could be doing something else. I mean, I don't feel like writing because in the evenings after it's 10 o'clock in the evening and I've got 2 more hours to waste. It's like I don't feel like writing at 10 o'clock in the evening. So it's bad enough writing at 9 to 10, and after 10 o'clock, it's like I'm done. I'm not doing anything on my computer till tomorrow. So it's like, but of course, playing games isn't like being on your computer. It's like you're not thinking, you're just having fun playing a game. So you're like going, well, that might be okay, but something to consider on my Christmas list. I think, but I overdo it with the shopping. I mean, look at my cupboard. I mean, I shouldn't have overflowing cupboard space, and so literally I've got like a whole 1 to 2 years worth of clothing in that, and it doesn't really fit, and it's because I've overspent. And that black skirt is something that I would never usually buy, but because it was so cheap, I bought it. It's actually quite nice, but I'm kind of chubby, so I don't really feel like wearing it really. But it's actually quite a nice skirt. I do enjoy it. If I hadn't my own cupboard and I could take things out and mix and match for the day, it's like I would probably wear it. Just need some black stockings and just a nice little top to go with it, and then I'm set, because it's attractive. It's attractive little thing, won't last forever, and because there's little beady things that have been hand sewn onto it, they can actually fall off. Actually, no, I think it's been hand glued. Yeah, because I do fall off. I've had a couple fall off already, and I've really just slipped it on once. It's a nice skirt, so I do like it. It's just that I don't hardly ever wear skirts and things at the moment. So, but eventually I will. So whenever I wear it, it's got a pretty well elasticized waistline, so I think I can wear it pretty much anytime. And I'm like, when I wear it, it'll be cool. Maybe I'll wear it Christmas. Maybe I'll be like, yes, I'm gonna wear black stockings, and I might have to buy some black bamboo stockings, and a black skirt. But I don't know. Maybe I won't. But with the day this cold, I don't know what I'll be doing today. I literally don't really feel like going outside because it's kind of cold, but I will be walking, go for a walk. But there's nothing really that I need to do besides a little bit of study. I did want to go on the computer. I didn't do my half hour's worth of writing yesterday, so I might do another chapter today and another chapter tomorrow. I've got 5 more chapters to go before my story is complete, and I have to waft around about love and aching for love and the desire for romance without having it in your face, and then yeah. So I'm just going to go on like that for like 10 pages, and then and then it goes on to the next topic, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. So it's like, yeah. But I have no responsibilities now that the other person's back, because I was getting up at 6:30. I was walking the dog, and then I was feeding the chickens, and then I was cleaning the chicken pen, and then it was time to, have a wash and get ready for the day, and then I would have breakfast and, do whatever I feel like doing. But I don't have those responsibilities with their owner here. But I do hope that when we go on holidays in October, so just really a few weeks, I do hope that, what am I trying to say? I do hope that the chickens are okay, being looked after. If a particular neighbor is going to be in charge, I might stay behind, but if it's going to be like one of the neighbors who I think is a little more responsible, then I might be okay. I just don't want to go on a holiday and come back and be like, oh, another chicken died or something, and I'll be like, as if it's the neighbors mucking around with the chickens. Because I'm pretty sure that if I had stayed behind and looked after them instead of going on holiday, everything would be like still perfect. So I don't know, maybe I'll be busy and I won't feel like going on a holiday. I don't know, because I don't really do anything. I just like walk around and scope the atmosphere and sightsee. I don't really enjoy doing much on holidays. I don't really get holidays. I find hotel rooms boring unless I'm come with someone. When you're by yourself, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so boring. What will I do? I was like, oh, just either talk to myself or play with my phone or watch TV. It's like, but when you're with someone else, it's like, oh, let's have lunch, let's do this, let's encourage each other to spend money, and then it's like a little more interesting. But I virtually don't have many friends or anything anymore. So when I'm holidaying and it's not like a family thing, it's like by myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so boring. I can't believe I thought I might be interested in traveling and going on a holiday. But I sort of get into some things sometimes. I mean, you just have to be like, yes, I've got my extra $1,000 to spend, and just spend it. And rather than like be like, oh, I don't want to spend on this and I don't want to spend on that. I mean, you just give yourself a budget. Whether it's I budget usually $1,000, and then you just blast it. You just like go, what haven't I tried? Oh, let's try this and let's try that. I get my most adventures that way than you know than trying to go on a holiday and be like cheap, and refuse to spend when, because things are expensive. It's like, oh, let's go on a boat trip, and the boat trip might be like 80 or $100, and then it's like, oh, let's go on a they've got like different novelty things you can do, like indoor parachuting, anti-gravity places. They cost like $220 or something to put on a suit and float in the air for like 20 or 30 minutes. So it's quite expensive, but if you've got like your $1,000, it's like, yeah, I can afford it. I got my $1,000 packed, and